There's nothing like music to move the soul, right? Speaking of which, I was just talking to one of my students in my private course, photography lighting course, about Jay-Z's first album. Do you remember that album? If you do, drop me a message in the chat. Let me know. I'll tell you why I was talking about that in a moment. But first, I want to talk about something that happens here in Japan. For those who don't know, I live in Tokyo, Japan, and I get to experience a lot of very cool things. Things that you may not look at normally, like maybe archery. Now, I do come on here every single week. You can catch me on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and Twitter live every single week, where I'll drop some knowledge about life in Japan and about photography. Just go to MJS Photography on YouTube. That's my handle to check out the YouTube channel. It's there all the time for you. But today I want to share a little bit about life living in Japan. So I fallen in love with something that's super cool. I want to share it with you right now. It's Japanese horseback archery. Now, you've got to see this. It's just absolutely fantastic. I stumbled upon it actually the first time. I'm like, what in the world is this? What's going on? And now I'm into it. You can view it all over different places in Japan. It happens in Meiji Jinku Shrine in Tokyo. It happens in Kamakura, which is outside of Tokyo. It happens several places. But today, I want to show you a few of these ceremonies that happen. So the whole Japanese archery thing, it always starts with a ceremony. Like many festivals and things that happen around Japan, it happens in a ceremonial fashion. So before things happen, you'll see people dressed in a certain way. They're coming out, and there's always this pomp and circumstance that goes around every festival. So visually, it's really enticing and intriguing and beautiful for people who are outside of Japan coming to visit for the first time, or for those of us who live in Japan. I never get tired of this. So maybe you're wondering, what is Japanese horseback archery? It's called yabusame. And this was a way of training back in the days of the samurai, where they trained to shoot arrows at targets on a galloping horse. You got that right. They're at full throttle on a horse, and they're shooting arrows at a target. It's super cool to see. Imagine the discipline it takes to do something like that, riding on a horse, full gallop, and then you got to shoot an arrow at a target. So this happens all the time throughout the year, and I try to catch everyone I can because they're in different places. So you'll see they have 3 arrows. Guy in the back has 4, but they only have 3 arrows when they're actually on the horse, because there are 3 targets. So you've got to shoot 3 times at 3 targets doing a full gallop. And they dress in the ceremonial attire as well, which is just beautiful. Even the horse is decked out, right? Super cool to see this. Now, the first time I saw this happening, I couldn't believe it. I was blown away. I just happened to have my camera on me the first time, and I caught it. But now I go and see it in different places. And this place that we are now on the beach is another level, because you're riding full gallop on a horse in sand. Another level of complexity added to the scenario, right? But look how they're dressed. It's all this. It's beautiful. It's beautiful to see and beautiful to watch in person. Even though their sword has like this, this dressing around the sword that you don't see normally. Very cool just to see all the small details. And I want to find out even more. Why do they have all of this on? The gloves, the archery, the case for the sword, everything. I want to find out more. So I'll be going to every single one I can. Now I'm getting to know people more, so they expect me to show up there and take pictures, and I can go in there and ask them questions, take pictures of them closer up. And my next time I go, I want to do actual portraits of them after the ceremony. So I'm working on that. So stay tuned for more on that as it gets closer and closer. But, seeing the arrows, I want to shoot them closer up, to get all the details, why they are made a certain way, the hats, all of this. I want to find out all the details I can. So I'll be there every chance I get to shoot. So I told you earlier about the targets. So they'll ride several times down this path and they'll shoot these targets. This is what the target looks like. And they've got a horse hit in the middle of the target to get to win the top prize as the top archer during this ceremony, this contest. But it gets better. The targets get smaller as well. So to see them hit the targets and see them hit the targets as they get smaller it just blows my mind seeing it happen in real life. Super cool to see, trust me. So if you come to Japan, you've got to go and check this out. This is what it looks like: an archer on his horse riding full gallop. And he's got to pull these arrows out one at a time and shoot 3 targets. Now, this happens super fast. It's over maybe in 7 seconds. They go through the entire course and shoot 3 hours in 7 seconds. It's incredible to see it. But I now want to show you what it looks like as the horse is galloping full throttle. Here you see all 4 hoofs are off the ground. He is in his zone. It is beautiful, right? Well, this is not easy to shoot, but I love shooting it also because of the complexity of being a photographer and capturing these moments and stopping the moment as it happens. I love this stuff. So here's what it looks like. They come down, they gallop. There's 3 judges right by the targets, and they shoot their arrow. And the aim is to try to hit the target and hit it right on. I love being able to shoot and get every moment of that arrow as he releases the arrow, and hopefully as that arrow hits or misses. This one he actually missed, so he's off target here. So you see that happen, you see the miss, and you feel the pressure that they are on to try to hit the target as this horse is galloping full throttle. This day they're in the sand, and it's just wonderful to see. There are other people who come and they're dressed up just to watch and take see the whole process happen as well. This guy's not riding, but he was there dressed up for the ceremony that happened before the actual horse riding began, before the archery contest began. It also happens in Meiji Jingu Shrine, which is in Tokyo. So if you come to Tokyo, there's a shrine which you must visit. And in this shrine, 2 times a year, they have the horseback archery, Yabusame, happening as well. So here's another view of it now, not on the beach, but in the shrine where they're going. They still have the 3 judges, and this is the smaller target. So there are 3 small targets. They have 3 chances to shoot all 3 arrows and hit the target. This guy was absolutely amazing because as you see it here, he's releasing and bam, he hits the target center on this horse that's going down full throttle. It's just so wild to see this happen. And I'm just so happy I was able to capture the moment of it hitting and breaking apart. Super cool to see. This is going, again, it's called Yabusame, horseback archery, Japanese style. And it's just so incredible to see. Now he hit this target. He's got to go now. This is actually target number 2. He's got to do 1 more time. And to win the prize, you've got to hit all 3 targets. Super complex and hard to do. And yes, it's not just guys doing this. There are women doing it as well. And this girl was amazing, beautiful as well, but did a great job hitting the targets on the horse. Horses are beautiful, and they're coming down full throttle and capturing the moment. Just really cool to see. I love this stuff. There's nothing like Yabusame, Japanese horseback archery. And to get those pictures, it takes a level of training for us as photographers. Shooting something that happens in 7 seconds. A horse full gallop, shooting and archers on the horse shooting the target. That's not easy, but it's a lot of fun for us as photographers when we can capture that moment and get that split second as the arrows being pulled, releasing, and hopefully hitting the target. I love this stuff. Today, I'm going to go into a lesson, this photography lesson time, and it ties into what we were talking about just now. I want to talk all this month about portraits, and there are all kinds of portraits. Now, my name is Matthew Jordan Smith. I've been a professional photographer for years, and I'm also a Nikon ambassador. I love the art form of photography in every single way. And that's why I'm here today to share some knowledge about how you can shoot better. Today's topic, we're going to dive into candid portraits. Maybe you're wondering, what is a candid portrait? Well, there are tons of portraits out there, but a candid portrait is those portraits you take of people when they are unaware. You're not having them pose. They're not sitting. They're going about their life, and you are taking their pictures randomly without them being aware at first. So I was actually at this bar, one of my favorite bars in Japan, in Tokyo. It's called JBS. It stands for Jazz, Blues, Soul. JBS Bar in Shibuya is absolutely favorite spot of mine to hang out, go with my buddies, to listen to music, and get a lesson on music. Now, when we first started today, I said, oh, does anybody remember the first Jay-Z album? If you do, stay with me because this day was super cool. I love going to this bar because I don't drink, but this is a spot where I go to all the time just to enjoy the atmosphere and take pictures and enjoy everything that happens in here, which I'm about to show you. But let's get back to candid portraits for a second. These are all candid portraits of my buddy here in Japan. We're hanging out, and I love these things because what's great about a candid portrait, you get people in their element. In their element, being themselves when they're not thinking. You get their mannerisms, their energy, everything. And I love that about a candid portrait. It's not when you are thinking that you're on and you're posing. This is not that at all. It's you doing a candid portrait, and there's some of my favorite portraits to do of people. When you get a candid portrait, you want to make sure you are able to capture the moment. For this whole series of images, I had my Nikon Z9. I'm shooting for 15mm lens, and I'm shooting at 1.2. So I'm wide open. It's a very shallow depth of field, and I absolutely love this lens. It's one of my lenses of choices when I'm out doing candid portraits. Super, super cool. So here we are, and we're in this bar. It's called JBS, and this is the owner of this spot. Now, this place is so neat. It's like being in his living room, and people go here all the time. He likes for you not to talk and just listen to the music. And people sometimes can't deal with that, but that's the way it is. You go in there, you can whisper and talk and have small conversations, but you don't want to be so loud where you can't hear the music. This spot is all about the music. And I love shooting candid portraits of him. Now, I saw him walk in this corner, and I saw that light over him. I'm like, oh, that's a great spot to get a portrait of him. And I'm just shooting pictures. He wasn't aware of it at first. I'm just capturing the moment, and I love those pictures. Now, his collection is insane. You're only seeing one wall. There are 4 walls filled with albums, vinyl, and he knows where each and every album is. He'll run over to one corner, pull out an album, play it. And what's so cool about this bar, you get a music lesson as well. So here I am shooting my favorite bartender in his element, doing these candid portraits. As a matter of fact, I plan to go back to the bar and give him these portraits as a gift because he's given me so many great moments in this bar. I want to give something back to him. So he's under there, not aware. I didn't tell him to stand by the light. He just did that organically. I'm like, that's a great spot to get a candid portrait. I love that light just hanging there. I love him being lit like that and capturing him in the moment. He's actually cleaning glasses at his bar and doing his thing. And then he'll go and pick up an album. And this day he saw me in the bar. He knows I love Aretha Franklin. He went over, grabbed an Aretha Franklin album, and he's walking back to his turntable to change the album. He doesn't say a word. He just goes about doing his thing and gives you a musical lesson all the time. Now, I mentioned Jay-Z earlier on because I got a lesson from this guy. He played the first album of Jay-Z, Jay-Z's very first album, first songs. And then after he played some songs on the album, he went back and got an album from like the 60s and played that. And I found out for the first time where Jay-Z was inspired from his first album. He gives you a lesson in music. It's just so crazy to see and experience. This bar, JBS in Shibuya, for that reason, is my favorite spot to go and shoot candid portraits. So that's what I'm doing, catching him in his element, doing his thing. JBS, Jazz Blues Soul Bar, is such an amazing spot. I learn about music and artists all the time from this guy who says nothing. He just goes through, spins music, and gives you a music education like you would not believe. And this guy is so well versed on hip hop and jazz and R&B. It just blows me away. He doesn't say a word. He just goes through and spins music all the time. So this portrait, he's actually looking at me, and he'll just look at me for an instant, doesn't say a word. He knows I'm shooting at this point now, but just super cool. Lets me come in there, shoot pictures, sit back, hear great music, and I'm good to go. Now, this spot is very popular with tourists who come in and can find the spot. And of course, very popular with locals as well, Japanese locals who come in here and come in just to hear the music. Super cool spot. I love getting images like this. Here he is spinning music, washing the dishes, cleaning up, as he goes along. I love this expression. This is him in his element with his super cool glasses on, doing his thing. The first time I found this spot, I'm like, oh, this guy's a DJ? And then I just listen to him spin. I'm like, wow. He'll play songs from the 60s, 70s, 90s. He'll mix it all together. And it's always the purpose of teaching you about the influence and then playing the new music today inspired by this old music. Super cool to see. Candid Portraits is also a way for you to improve your skill as a photographer all the time. When you're planning to do a portrait shoot, that's one thing. But when you can take pictures candidly and get great pictures, all the better. So I'm shooting at 1.2 for a reason. He's the main subject. The albums behind him, they're like the supporting cast. So I want him to stand out. He's the DJ. I want him to stand out. I want the albums to be seen, but not to be solely in focus. So I want to focus just on him. That's why I'm shooting with that 50mm lens at 1.2. So I can capture him and get him as he's moving around, all of that. I love using lenses like that when I'm shooting and capturing all these moments. He's now finished washing dishes and he's just folding up his towel. Super neat. As you can tell by the way his albums are, this bar is super clean, super neat, just like him. And he comes, plays, cleans, doesn't say a word, serves drinks, and you get a great experience all the time up in this spot. I absolutely love it. And capturing moments like this every single time. Every time I go in here, I have my camera and I'm always capturing these moments. Sometimes it's my Z8, sometimes it's my Z9. I'm always in there shooting, playing, hearing music, and being inspired. I love that about this place and this guy. Super cool to see. Now, with candid portraits, I'm always doing candid portraits. Here I'm here for my buddy in LA. This is Boris Kojo, actor. And I went with him to an interview and we're just hanging out and we're laughing. And I'm like, okay, I just can't be laughing along. I've got to capture these moments because this is real stuff. There's something special about candid portraits that are way more personal and have a connection than with a standard portrait. We'll talk about standard portraits later on this month, but right now I want to talk about candid portraits and how powerful they are because the candid portraits connect with people in a much deeper way than we can ever imagine. So here these guys are, having a moment together, and I'm capturing that moment, that split second, forever. This moment will never happen again. That's also what I love about candid portraits. It's real life in the moment as it happens. And I love that stuff. So, as a photographer, it's good for us to always have our camera, always practice taking pictures. That's you doing your candid portraits wherever you are, finding out the right lens, the right camera, the right settings, and being able to roll on a dime anywhere you are. I love doing portraits like this. It's also you having a way to remember your special moments, hanging out with friends. That's what photography is all about. Now, I love talking about photography in every way. Also about my life, which is why I want to share about going to the bar, going to Yabusame, horseback archery. But I also have a course where I teach people all about photography and the nuts and bolts of photography. And that course is called Photography Lighting Course. This is a way for me to go through and show everything I can in the course. It's a step-by-step system for learning all about photography lighting. Now, in that bar, I showed you the picture of the DJ, and he's standing there cleaning dishes, and there's a light above him. That light made that image come to life. Now, I teach you all that in this course. There are 7 online modules that teach you all about light, but it's also not just teaching you about light. It's teaching you to be aware of light throughout your day. Like you're going to the bar, you're at work, you're going to the gym, you're in your car driving. I want you to be aware of light all the time because that will make you a better photographer. The awareness of light changes everything for you as a photographer. That's what puts you above everybody else. So I train you with these online modules for you to learn how to be a better photographer in every single way. And I love that about this course. It's how you can be the best photographer you can be. That's why the online modules are there. But there's also weekly live training sessions as well. My course is 2 parts, the online modules and the weekly live training sessions. The weekly sessions is like me being right beside you to help you learn this beautiful craft of photography. So when you're planning to take pictures, that's one thing. When you're just out living your life, maybe going to have dinner with friends and family or going out to a bar or wherever, I want you to have that camera with you all the time and be aware of light and shoot. So I give you assignments doing real live stuff. That happens live. I have some on the online modules as well. There's things for you there. But the live training is where you really get the nuts and bolts of photography and training as photography changes, as light changes, as modifiers change. And I think this is the way you really grow as a photographer. It's the best way. It's not just about learning about, f-stops and shutter speeds. Anybody can learn that. It's so much more. And I love that about this course. And that's why I made it to make a connection with you, see what your work is like, where you want to be, how you want to be better and grow in your craft. That's why I made this course, to get to know you and your work and have you share it and watch you grow. Now, that's what I've been saying, but here's what my students say about this course.
being a part of PLC has given me the courage to do things that I was apprehensive. I think in module 1, you talked about natural light. And I was one of those people that say, I like natural light. I want to go outside and shoot during the daytime. And being in PLC is giving me the strength and the courage to go in a studio. I'm shooting almost every weekend, whether it's a gig or it's a client.
We all want that. A volume of work all the time doing what you love. Imagine what that would feel like. Imagine what it would feel like to have this dream of, oh, I want to be a photographer. I want to shoot all the time, but not knowing the steps to take to get there. My course is the steps, teaching you how to do it. And there are people from all over the world who are taking these steps to be better photographers. So you can join wherever you are. Don't worry where you are in your photography. This course is here to help you grow wherever you are. Now, there are 2 ways to join. You can do a one-time payment, or you can break it up in 12 monthly installments. Either way, you are a part of the PLC family, and you get to grow every single week as a photographer and learn. You get access to all the goods in this course. Whether you break it down in installments or you pay it all at once, doesn't matter. You get all the goods and you get to learn step by step and grow as a photographer. That's what this is all about. And yeah, it's a guarantee as well. You get 30 days to come in and try it out and make sure that this is right for you, because I know what it takes to get there. And I want to prove to you that this course is going to help you get there step by step, one step at a time. I'm going to teach you how to take amazing pictures and improve your skills as a photographer. That's what it's all about, baby. So now it's time for me to take your questions. I'm glad you guys are here. Thank you for coming in, asking questions. This is my time to now answer your questions. I love seeing you guys jump in here. Yeah, JBS, Jazz, Blues, Soul. Good spot. I love that place, man. It is nothing like it. That bar is a spot I go to in Shibuya all the time. I love hearing the music. It is an incredible spot for sure. Somebody says, when are your courses coming to Kenya? Well, you can buy this course and get it anywhere in the world. I got you, Teddy. You can get it anywhere in the world. As a matter of fact, we have people in the course from different parts in Africa, not from Kenya yet, but definitely come on in and be a part of the PLC family. You can take this course anywhere in the world. Online are the courses, and then we have live sessions that happen every single week. As a matter of fact, maybe you're wondering, okay, so your live sessions happen every week. How can I see it if I'm in different places around the world? Maybe I'm in Africa, maybe I'm in Brazil, maybe you're in Sweden. Doesn't matter where you are, you can always see the live sessions. I change the time every single weekend, so everybody has a chance to come in and see the live sessions. That way, you can ask me questions live. I can see you can see me, you can see everybody else in the course. For those who want to show their picture on the screen, you can do that. And you can ask questions. You can get assignments, find out how you can change things with your camera. Maybe you have a problem that you're having specifically with your photography. You can ask me directly in the moment. I can answer your question. I love that. Thank you, Teddy, there coming in from Kenya. Cool seeing you guys coming in from everywhere around the world. I do love that. So when you see me pause, I'm taking my green tea, which I must have every single day. Good for your health. Keep us all going. Now, don't be shy about asking questions here. Again, I'm here every single week. I'll be here taking your questions. You can ask me anything about the content. Today, I've been talking about casual portraits and all that stuff, how you become a better photographer. I just went over this whole thing about how you can learn by joining in the weekly sessions. That's super easy to do. Just join on in and be a part. Maybe it's about gear. You're wondering, do you have the right gear to be a part of this course? It doesn't matter where you are. Maybe you just bought a camera a month ago or 2 months ago. Maybe you've had your camera for 30 years and you've been shooting for a long time. Wherever you are in your photography, This course is going to help you grow and become better. You don't need a lot of gear. As a matter of fact, I like it when you don't have a lot of gear and you come in kind of raw, and I can mold you and help you buy the right tools that you need to get that next level and grow step by step. This is a lighting course, but you don't need a light to start the course. There's light all around us all the time. I'm going to teach you how to see, how to grow, how to be a better photographer in every single way. That's how you become a member of PLC. And to do so right now, just use your phone or whatever you can to either do a snapshot of the QR code or use your phone and take a picture of the QR code and be a part of PLC. Or just go to photographylightingcourse.com and join on in and be a part of the PLC family. I'm here to help you grow and become a better photographer. Pull out your phone right now, put your QR code, put it on there right now, hit that QR code, and learn how you can be a part of the PLC family and grow as a photographer. I love sharing everything I know about this industry. So let me just go back and take some more questions. So don't be shy about asking questions. I'm here for you. Oh, Ted says it'd be nice to have you do a live class here in Kenya. Teddy, I would absolutely love that. I have not been to the continent yet. I'm on hold to go for the first time this September. Not going to Kenya, but I'll be going to Nigeria and Benin in September for the first time, going to the continent on an assignment. Super happy about that. And who knows? Maybe in the future, I'll be in Kenya too. Love seeing that. Love seeing you guys all here. I love that. Thank you for subscribing to the channel as well. Please, if you are viewing anywhere, please subscribe so you can see it every single week. We'll be here all the time. Teddy is here at 4:30 in the morning in Kenya, checking this all out. I love that, man. Thank you for coming in here, being based in Kenya, wherever you guys are in the world. Love that. Sade says, do you shoot with film? As a matter of fact, I just shot some film the other day. I shoot digital and film, and I will always shoot film. I love it. Absolutely love it. I've been shooting for over 30 years, so I started with film, and I still love shooting my film. As a matter of fact, I got 5 rolls that I've got to scan right now that I just got back from the lab, and I've got to go in and get those babies scanned and start looking at those images. Thank you for asking that. So Tay says, I miss shooting film. I get it, man. You don't have to miss it. Pull out a film camera and shoot away as well. It's nothing more like it. Oh, Dwayne, thank you. Dwayne says, I'm glad to see you doing more live shows. Absolutely. I love doing this stuff so I can really connect with people. That's what I love about this. Back in the film days, only, we didn't have that connection that we have now. And now, thanks to where we are in technology, I can come to you from anywhere in the world and talk to people in Africa and France, in Italy, and the States, and here in Japan, all at the same time. Super cool. Oh, man. Say says, my camera is broken at the moment. Get that baby fixed and get back out and shoot again. You don't need the best camera in the world at all. All you need is a love of photography and get out there and start doing your thing. That's all it's about. Yes. Get that camera fixed, Teddy. Thank you guys for all being here. I love you coming in. Ask questions about anything. Today we talked about candid portraits. We talked about Yabusame, Japanese archery. We talked about the JBS bar in Shibuya, my spot that I love going to, jazz, blues, soul, music education, and more. And we talked about how to take candid portraits. All this month, I'll be talking about different types of portraits. So tune in, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you back here next week. All right, everyone. Thank you for your time. It's been good being here, sharing the joy of photography. But it's time for me to get back to work. Thank you so much. Yoroshiku onegaishimasu. Good seeing you all here. Bye, everyone.